to another episode of the Chaotic Minds. I am your host, Devontae Ewing, aka DJ Thunderbase, and I am joined today with my co-host,
Hello, guys, girls, and squirrels.
Squirrel.
How you guys doing today? I'm Henry Montney, also known as Mayhem the Heart's Mace.
I'm Dark Trooper, coming from you live from a secret location, aka my couch,
I knew it.
with my dog.
And we're going to get things started off here today, like we always do, with our relationships with Henry Montney.
All right, guys, girls, and squirrels. I hope all of you are doing well today. Remember, we are discussing about relationships first before we go into anything else. And remember, the first thing that I always talk about when it comes to a relationship is communication. Communication is key to everything, pretty much what you need. And in relationships, it's a big one. Friendships, oh yeah, you definitely need that, or you really can't have friends. For politics, you definitely need communication, and for war and other things in countries, because it's better to talk it out than dish it out. I'll let you know that, because being a fighter, you know, you'd rather talk about it than dish it out, because pain is a thing. On that, though, for relationships, we're going to go into a concept of remembering to understand one another. If you know certain things or certain quirks of somebody that will tick them off, make them upset, or snap in any kind of rude manners, it is best for you to try to calm down, react, or not attempt those said things. If you know there's a little quirk or thing that makes that other person just go bonkers,
You tell
better
me
off.
to do it anyway.
It depends on what kind of friends you are in friendships. Speaking of, damn it, Llama, he was supposed to be here today.
How can you make fun of him? He's not here.
I'm always gonna say that, 'cause he needs it. And now, wait. We have a counter. We have a damn it, Llama counter. It exists. We'll get back to that.
Downstairs, smack.
But he's not here. That's what makes it funnier. So when it comes to relationships, though, when you have your friends or relationships and such, there are boundaries when it comes to saying certain things like that. Be mindful. You can crack your jokes to your friends. You know your boundaries, know your limits. When you are friends with people, you'll notice that thing about guys, what we like to do is we'd like to jab a little bit at each other every once in a while. We know the right quirks to say. We usually don't jab at their actual weak points, because that's just messed up. But sometimes your closer ones have to teach you a lesson to prepare yourself for the real world. Because when you're out there, you're going to find somebody such as a rude individual or such that will make up things, lie, manipulate, edit information, or disservice to your name, just so they can make themselves look good and to put a notch on you, so they have something over you. Remember, people, in relationships, advice, and friendships and all, your words have meaning, but at the same time, the individual is the one that gives that word power. So if someone says something to you, you can just ignore it, all right, counteract it, laugh at them, and ask them or explain to them, your words mean nothing to me. As a say from a awesome, cool blue Jew that I watch all the time, to the purple Jew here. How you doing, buddy? I see what makes you cheer. Your boos mean nothing to me. Like, seriously. Like, your boos mean nothing. I see what makes you cheer. It's disgusting. When you're trying that, don't push on somebody. Don't be mean. Don't be rude. Try to communicate accordingly and be friends with them. I do it all the time. I could rip people apart with just words. It's so easy. It's so simple. And it's very vulgar. I don't like to do it, actually. I'm very good at it. Doesn't mean I like it. I can say the meanest things on the planet and make you feel like it hurt your soul in every way. Or I'd rather just build you up to be a better person and improve yourself, because all of us can improve and be better people. I myself am one of those people. I have to push harder. I have to lead by example. I have to be better in every way, and I have to keep going. And boy, howdy, have I messed up in the past. So, anybody have any questions for it? And hey, Layers, would you like to introduce yourself, my friend?
It's good to see you.
You're late. Like 8 months late. No, you're fine. You're fine. So, have you been watching podcasts lately, or just first time jumping in?
This is the first time jumping in.
All right. Well, our first segment is relationships, and then we go from there to different segments. So our next, if anybody has any questions before we go to our next segment, do you guys have any things about relationships or advice or anything you would like to bring up in conversation or discourse between one another, or ideas or things you've had happen? If not, you've witnessed and you would like to understand the scenario about it.
Matter of fact, I do have some advice, and it came from a friend I hadn't talked to in quite a while, but he said something that I found pretty profound.
Oh my!
He said that one of the key things in a relationship is that you got to have more going on personally than just the relationship. Like, you got to have some kind of hobby or some other source of joy besides the relationship, because humans are fickle creatures. All right, like, we have a limit. Most of us, at least, have a limited social battery. We may not be feeling up to talking or interacting all the time, so it's important to have a some form of hobby or entertainment outside of the relationship. Because otherwise, if you have nothing else going on and it's one of those off days for you or your partner might end up feeling kind of shit that day.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. But at the same time, for that person that explained that, relationships all depend really on the individuals the people are, because not everybody is the same, and everybody's mind are the same, so their emotions, we all function differently to a certain extent. We are all human beings. We all have blood and pump and air to function, but our brains are all different. And that's what really matters, because this is your Gundam pilot. You're the Gundam. So when it comes to it, for me and my wife and our relationship, been together for almost 11 years or around 11 years, never fought, never argued. And then when it came down to the lockdown stuff, there was times we sat for days, if not longer, especially when I had my surgeries and fought cancer. Silence. Not one word was spoken. Just kisses, quiet. She would read a book, one of her series, one of her many, many books from her library. Literally, she has a wall of books, almost as many figures as I have D&D. And then, which tells you something. I got like 3,000 miniatures. And I'll sit there and play a video game or a strategy game or paint a figure or put something together in complete, absolute silence. And mind you, playing a video game on silent, not easy, especially if it's a game that requires you to have sound, like Resident Evil. I can't count how many times I died in Resident Evil 4 because I didn't know the chainsaw guy was coming up behind me. Or somebody else or something. Or you're playing a Call of Duty or whatever else. You don't hear the footprints or someone coming or a gunshot in the game, and then you're down. Or the airstrike. So when it comes to communication for that, you can have hobbies together. There's something to grow. Usually it's actually something that's opposite.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying you need to both have the same hobby. I'm saying that you both individually need to have hobbies.
Something mind, not your relationship.
Right.
What it is to make it part of a relationship for you is you notice what one likes of the other quirk. So in doing so, you indulge. Even if you don't care for it or like it, you start indulging into it and then enjoying it with them. And then they see you're enjoying something that you like, and it makes you get closer to them. For my wife and me, I didn't know that she was actually a Gundam fan when we first met, or an anime fan, which I love that she is. I'm building a Gundam model, and she gets herself her own Death Scythe Hell and builds it up while I'm building up Heavy Arms right next to her. And we spent hours just putting our Gundams together and enjoying it, like something like that. And then there's things like working out. That's something my wife never really did until she met me. Loves working out now and everything and enjoys it and did it with me. And then for me, I don't like to read in silence. I like to read with music on or noise or something going on to distract me, partially because how my brain runs. Because I have ADHD really bad and ADD, and it bounces around. So I need to focus on 10 things or several things at once. But she got me to sit down and read things in silence and enjoy it and enjoy the imagination. And it's rare. Sadly, I usually fall asleep to that kind of stuff, but she helped me with that. And that's something you do as a relationship is you feel on somebody and you enjoy a quirk that you've never experienced maybe before either. Never done before with somebody else. Like, oh, wow, you cook this certain food I've never had before. Oh, wow, I really like it. Or there's a certain genre of music they've never heard. For instance, say DJ Thunderbass. They never heard of it, and then they finally hear it, and they love it. They hear his epic rocking music of all different genres of any different style and type. And if you're in the mood and you're like, you know what, we're dating and we are meeting a family for the first time, we need to play some Christmas music. We don't want to play Mariah Carey the millionth time. You get some DJ Thunderbass music going for his Christmas albums and his Halloween albums. He has albums for every single one. Side promotion on the way for that. But what do you think about that for layers, for explanatory? Does that help you a little bit?
I mean, sorry. you're not like, I'm not disagreeing with you or anything. You haven't said anything I disagree with, and you haven't really said anything that I haven't, at least recently discovered. Heard or felt recently as a matter of fact.
This stuff I've learned and I knew for many, many years. It just, if you're, besides that, it comes to communication. That's your lead thing when it's a relationship. But if you're trying to do something when it comes to yourself, that is a whole plane of baskets yourself with the eggs in it. You have to look in the mirror sometimes, know who you are. You have to count your heartbeat sometimes yourself. Sit there in silence in a room just to know who you are. Always ask that question too, until you know who you are. Who am I? You're going to ask that question for a long time. And it's not one answer. And that's one big thing when it comes to, and that comes from martial arts, not just relationships. That helped me substantially with relationships, is knowing who I was before I got into relationships. Because when I got into relationships at first, I would mold and blend to them. That was a bad thing. Don't do that. You can lock in together like you're a puzzle piece, but you shouldn't be molding with the person exactly, because then you become a copy, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, we all see what happened with Ditto.
Yeah, why do you think Ditto was the biggest pokey whore? I mean, that meme is still real.
But as we need to keep moving on, it is time for our lore.
Lore.
Good evening, everyone. Do you ever wonder why the seasons change? With autumn just around the corner, or if you're already here, depending on what part of the world you're in, I thought we could discuss a certain love story, one of the greatest love stories that's still told to this day. A love between the god of the underworld and a goddess of springtime. Between Hades and Persephone.
You just recently watched Hades Town, haven't you?
No. I figured that I figured it was since the seasons are changing, I figured it would be a good idea. It was a good story.
There's a show called that?
A Broadway musical called Hades Town.
Send it to me later. But back to your lore.
The story goes is that Hades was promised a wife by Zeus, and he fell in love with Persephone. Now, depending on which way you're telling it, some say that Hades kidnapped her. Some say that Persephone went with him. They talked and they went willingly with him. Regardless, Hades takes Persephone to the underworld. And because of that, Demeter, her mother, gets very sad and distraught and starts wandering the world looking for her, but not doing her job and causing all the crops to wilt and die and causing cold winters and terrible things. She basically went to Zeus and said, if you do not find my daughter, humanity will suffer worse. And so Zeus went to the underworld and tried to find a compromise. But Hades, knowing that this was coming, gave Persephone a pomegranate, which, if you know your mythology, if you eat any food in the underworld, you cannot leave the underworld. Literally, you cannot leave if you eat any food from the underworld.
Those are the rules.
Them's the rules, especially in Greek mythology. Zeus found out about this, and to compromise, Persephone would spend 3 months out of the year on Olympus with her. No, 6 months out of the year with her mother on Olympus, and she spend the rest of the time with her husband in the underworld. This enraged Demeter, and this is one of the reasons why the seasons change, is because of that. So every time fall and winter, it's because Persephone has gone to the underworld, and when she comes back, it's springtime and summer. This is actually one of the greatest love stories because Hades, unlike his other two brothers, Poseidon and Zeus, is not an entire man whore. He is actually very loyal to Persephone. And main reason why he doesn't really get out much is because he's running the underworld. He actually takes his job very seriously. And there's a lot to do in the underworld.
Surprisingly, I respect Hades for that, because the one thing he wanted from man was one thing and one thing only.
Love.
Respect the dead. Well, from men in general. He just wanted them to respect the dead. But he did want love. That was the only thing he wanted.
Now, let's get one thing clear about Hades. Right. Hades is the king of the underworld. He is not the king of death.
Yeah.
He is not death. He is the king. He is the king of the underworld.
Yeah.
Death is actually Xanatos, which is their version of death.
Isn't he the one that travels you across the river?
That's Charon.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
And Cerberus is the guardian that guards and Cerberus is a 3-headed dog that guards the entrance to the underworld.
Puppy.
Who happens to who also likes red rubber balls. If you believe Rick Riordan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys got any questions?
In the relationship, did they ever have children? I don't remember. I haven't checked Greek mythology in a long time. That was one of my favorites of Greek mythology and lore and lit type heroes. Big Hercules.
I don't think Hades and Persephone ever procreated. Like, Hades has other children, but I don't think he had any with Demeter.
Well, technically, it would be a god too, because they're gods, so it wouldn't be a demi. But yeah, that's there's so many different side stories. Like, I don't know if you ever watched the Percy Jackson movies or read the books.
The books are better.
Yeah, the books are always better for those. It's rare for the movie to be better than the book. Is that she has these magical little pearls that would take her secret lovers.
He did have children with Persephone.
Yep.
Oh?
He had 3.
Okay.
What are their names?
I'm going to try Zagreus. In an Orthic tradition, Zagreus was often presented as a son of Persephone and Hades, considered to be the early form of Dionysus.
Well, damn.
Okay.
That's hardcore.
Midas, Meelinoe with the two dots above it, is a spirit of nightmares and madness. Is also sometimes considered the daughter of Hades and Persephone in the Orthic text. Oftentimes, in other sources, is attempt her as the progeny of Zeus and Persephone, and the Furies.
I hear Midas and I think of the one with the golden touch.
So
Midas, the thing with Midas is that would be another day, but Midas is it's a tale about greed. It's like, yeah, you could touch everything and turn it to gold, but then if you can't eat anything? That's not really much point now, is there?
Yeah, it's a horrible way to go, actually. Your greed will kill you in the end. Maybe if you said only one hand that you touch things with can turn to gold.
But they'll still find a way to fuck with you with that.
They will, because you'll fuck
That's
up.
how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Monkey's paw. That's the whole concept.
Let's move on to celebrities.
It's time for our celebrity birthdays. And we are starting today with September 18th. And we're going to start off with Fred Willard, movie actor, and he also played in the series Modern Family.
How about Patrick Schwarzenegger? He's a model. He's 32 years old. Obviously, he's the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's a model for Armani and Ralph Lauren.
All right.
That kind of looks like his father. I hope so.
Right. Got a Jason Sadusky, 50, movie actor. Guy's been in a few things. Saturday Night Live, Where's the Millers, Horrible Bosses, the Angry Birds movie.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Fred Willard died in 2020.
How about Jane Foray, voice actress? She died in July 26, 2017. She happens to be the voice of Rocket J. Squirrel from Rocky and Bullwinkle. And she also played the voice of Grandma Fu Fa from Mulan.
Huh.
This
Today I learned.
Rapper Exhibit turns 51 today. Rapper, and I've seen him in a few movies as well.
He was in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I got one. Christian Pulisic, 27, a soccer player or football player. Well, I don't know why America called it soccer. Still bugs me to this day. I've been questioning that since I was a kid.
Yeah, everywhere else calls it football.
It makes sense why Europe calls it football.
Yeah, because you're only supposed to use your feet.
Yeah. Well, here we call football, which is just rugby, American rugby.
American rugby.
Yeah.
I don't even watch football.
Or they could have called that soccer because you're socking into people. Because what is soccer? What are you socking into when you're playing soccer?
You're not even allowed to hit the other players.
Blue card, yellow card. You know what? Red card. Why didn't you call me last night?
How about Janet?
How about this?
How
James Gandolfini from 1961 to 2013. He was a TV actor. He played the boss Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. He was
How
also
about
in True Romance.
how about Janet Perkins Smith? 54. She was Niobe in The Matrix, and she played the Fish Mooney in the Fox drama of Gotham.
Neat.
Shall we do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more. June Fora, unless you guys already got her.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, then on to the next one.
And we'll start off with, for September 19th, we're going to start off with Jimmy Fallon, 51, TV host.
Wow, he's 51?
Yeah, he was also on
He
SNL.
sure does not look it.
He was on SNL for a while.
I didn't realize how close to age I am to this guy. I got a Brent Fayez, 30, R&B singer. What is he known for his R&B? Label Pigeons, and Planes in 2015.
How about Rosemary Harris, movie actress, 98 years old. She played Aunt May in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Oh wow!
How about this? From 1758 to 1801, the youngest of the Schuyler sisters, Peggy Schuyler.
Layers, you want to check out any birthdays, or yeah? If you like, you can always just type
one,
in
I think.
birthdays of this within this timeline of
Then September 19th.
Yeah, September 19th. You just type it in. I'd usually type in celebrity ones. If not, you can type in any ones you want. Llama likes to pull up historical characters and people from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got one right here, though, as a rapper, Skepta, 43.
How about
I still
the
thought you were about to-
original Batman, Adam West? He died in June 9th, 2017.
Oh, wow.
He also happened to play the voice of Bullock as Mayor West in Family Guy.
How about this? 98 years old today, movie actress Rosemary Harris.
Did that
She's
one
the
already.
one that played Aunt May in the original Spider-Man.
We did that one already.
I think we did. Yeah, I got one right here. Jeremy Irons,
here.
unless you guys got him already.
No, we haven't done him.
All right, Jeremy Irons, 77, movie actor. He played a lot of different type of people.
He was the bad guy in the second Die Hard movie.
Yep, Die Hard of Vengeance. He was in Watchmen as well, and a few other things.
He was
Not just a few, a
he
lot.
played Alfred in the
And Lion King as well.
with the Ben Affleck.
Isn't he's Scar from Lion King. That's the best way to know him. He is Scar. All right, let's do one more before we shift over to the next one. Or to
How
the next
about
one.
wrestler Natalie Ava Mars, wrestler, 41 years old.
Nice. All right, let's go to September 20th. Here we go. John Berthnall, 49, TV actor, also known as the New Punisher.
And what's his face from Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Ooh, how about this? Ben from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charlie Weber, 47.
Nice. All right. Got Trevin Diggs, 27, football player. For what which one do we have him for? Dallas Cowboys. Okay. All right. Who has the next birthday? I got one right here for you, Thunderbase. You want to check it out? Number 23, if you look up. It's a wrestler. I don't know if you knew her or not.
No.
We are the wrestler. If you want me to do it, and
Go
then I
ahead.
thought Sexy Star 43 pro wrestler, and also in boxing and kickboxing. It's not just a pro wrestler, but also a fighter.
Here's one. The one who played it's Gary Cole, TV actor. He's 69. He played the father in the Brady Bunch movie. He also had some roles in Office Space and Disney's Kim Possible.
Ooh,
Wonder who he played in Kim Possible.
I don't know,
How
but
about
man. I found one I like.
Johnston?
We're on September 20th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about George R.R. Martin?
Oh,
Well, there you
we
go.
don't know
We
what
got
he's
some-
famous for.
And then we got one Aldous Hodge, 39, movie actor. Wow, he's only a couple years. Wow.
Christian.
Yeah, he's
Christian-
played in Leverage, and he was Hawkman in the new Black Adam. I enjoyed this actor. His facial expressions are point for comedy
Mm.
and just telling you off.
Christian Johnson.
Oh yeah, her.
How about this?
Played in an actress in Third Rock from the Sun.
How about this? American Idol winner Philip Phillips, 35.
All right, we got one right here. The Dream, 48, music producer. What are you, music producer of Justin Bieber? Oh.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it.
You're probably still dealing with prison. We're gonna go to September 21st now. All right, where were we?
We start off with Abby Lee Miller. She's 60 years old. She's a reality show star.
Nice.
She did a lot of the dancing reality shows.
Now, we got Liam Gallagher, 53, rock singer of Oasis. Oasis. That was you, Bering. We love you. And tits. Tits out.
How about this? Jason Derulo,
They're Australian. They're
pop
awesome.
singer, 36.
Oh, here's one for if you want to say it, Chris. Number 9.
Yeah. Oh. Ophelia Rockerson?
Oh, I was talking about Stephen King, but yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he turned 78.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we already got him.
Bill Murray turned 75.
I thought we had to move on to 21st. Yeah, I was going to do Bill Murray.
We're
on 21st. Then
we're on right
You
now.
just
We're
did it.
on
Bill
the
Murray
point.
turned 75.
Okay, then how about Bill Murray?
75 years old. Wow.
And
Man, I remember him in Caddyshack. I remember him in Caddyshack.
Groundhog
Ghostbusters.
Day.
Yep.
What else?
He was in the zombie movie, Zombieland.
And he was in Stripes.
Like,
Have we mentioned Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No.
no. Ooh, I got one of my favorite rappers right here. But yeah, you can go on with that one. How old is he, Lairs?
He turns. Shit, it's not saying.
Oh, weird.
He's turning.
Oh,
Oh,
unless
now
he's
I
dead.
found it. They're 54. 54.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, I got one right here. A big rapper I grew up listening to recently. I really like this guy for the past probably 5-6 years or more. Tom McDonald, 37, rapper.
Yep.
Hey, this dude spits it. He's originally from Canada, a pro wrestler originally, then started becoming a rapper. He knew how it was to live life from like the drugs, the pain, the alcohol, and doing stupid things, and realizing he messed up to correcting his whole life, and everything's better now because he's doing things the right way. And plus his songs, man, no matter which side, no matter what side, no matter what political thing is, that guy's on fire every time with every song he sings. But back to it.
How about Lindsey Sterling? violinist. He's 39 years old.
That's a heartthrob right there, Lindsey Sterling. My first song I ever heard from her that I loved was Shadows, and I love the mixing of techno and violin. I'm a big violinist. I enjoy
And her
this.
dancing too.
Oh, dude, doing ballet while doing it just so cool. And then she did the Skyrim theme. And you ever seen her music videos?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
My
watched-
favorite is the Master of Tide.
Oh, that's a good one too. I like the one with she did the one with the other band.
Look at us geeking out.
Set Me Free or Shatter Me or something. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
Yeah, Shatter Me.
Yeah, Shatter Me.
There's a ballerina in a snow globe.
Snow Globe. Yeah, really good. I enjoyed it. Yep.
How about Billy Porter? He's a stage actor. He was one of the he was the main front guy for the musical Kinky Boots.
All right.
He also took part in the revival of Grease.
Wow, wow, wow. Ooh.
You got Joe Mazzalio, 42, movie actor.
How about David Coulter? He was I think it was the
Joe Mazzello?
Yeah. He was in Fuller House and Full House.
Wow, I can't read.
How about
One
this?
more.
Country singer Faith Hill turning 58.
Nice. All right, we got another one.
Multi-platinum.
Nice. Got Scott Evans, 42, TV actor. Now we're going to go to September 22nd, which we got like what? Today's 23rd or 24th?
The 24th. How about Tom Fillington, 38? He played Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series movies.
It's
sure did.
How
Wow.
about this?
German.
Rock singer Joan Jett. You know, Miss I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Joan Jett and the Blackheart. Turned 67.
We got Jessie Murph, 21, pop singer. What is she known for? 11 million followers. Her platform single was Always Been With You, or Always Been You. Oh, okay.
How about Billie Piper, 43? She's best known as playing Rose Tyler in the Doctor Who series.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that.
Got Anna of the Clave,
Stay on your toes there, Layers.
1515 to 1570 or 1557. Wow. The fourth bride of King Henry VIII. The fourth victim, I mean. Which one was it? That was horrible what he did. But
She was
They were only ruled only for 6 months.
wait, would he really only rule for 6 months?
No, she only ruled for 6
Oh,
months.
I was like, that's impossible. There were so many years now. Oh yeah, but yeah, she didn't get a chance to do much.
How about this? Pop singer Tony Basil. She's the one that gave us that song, Mickey.
Oh,
The one that gets stuck in your head. That poppy, like that really poppy anthem.
I know it from the video game Lollipop Chainsaw, and I also remember it from back in the day because my mom would play that song all the time. But I didn't hear it for years till that game again. I want to play Lollipop Chainsaw because I have this Premiere and MSI skin download.
She actually was a cheerleader. She was a cheerleader at Las Vegas High School.
Oh well, that works.
Mm-hmm.
How about TV actor Lawrence Gillard Jr. at 54 years old? He is critically acclaimed in HBO's cop drama The Wire, and also on the AMC series The Walking Dead as Bob Stuckey.
Nice. All right. We'll do one more before we go to the 23rd.
Scott Bio. He is Chachi from Happy Days.
Happy days.
5 years old.
Nice. I got one right here. Anthony Mackie, 47, movie actor, also known as Falcon or Falcon America, the Captain America. He's in a lot of other things like Hurt Locker, $1 Million Baby. I've seen him in a lot of other things. This guy has really good talent. Like, he plays all around bass.
Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, Twisted Metal. Thank you. I was just literally gonna get.
How
to that
about the late great soul singer himself, Ray Charles? He died 2004? 2004? Wow.
2004.
Yeah, 2004.
And now we are moving on to September 23rd.
Yep, we're on there. We got
Bruce Springsteen, 76, rock singer. Born in the USA.
got Jason Alexander, 66, TV actor. He was in what was that show? It was a comedy with the three guys all together. And
Are you talking about Seinfeld?
Thank you.
Mhm.
Wow, I couldn't remember the name. I had an S in my head, just couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, he was in Seinfeld. He's the one that actually put the joke out there that most girls actually didn't know, that it shrinks when it gets cold. And most girls didn't know until they watched that show and went, "Wait, it does?" And then all the guys look over, going, "Yes."
How about Mickey Rooney?
I was just about to say that one.
He died April 6,
Oh, shit.
2014.
I got one right here that I kind of look like, and people keep mistaking me for back in the day from being a pro wrestler and everything. Matt Hardy himself, 51, pro wrestler. Man, if I would have been the third Hardy brother, that would have WWE, if you contact me, we'll talk.
How about this? Another WWE superstar, Kairi Sane, 37. She's best known of her work with Asuka in the Kabuki Warriors.
I already got them for the 24th. I got the first for the 24th.
All right, and we'll shift over to the 24th now.
How about Jim Hansen? He died in 1990, on May 16, 1990, at the age of 56. Best known for his making The Muppets, Sesame Street, and Fraggle Rock.
Oh, I got one. It's one of my favorite actors right here, Kevin Sorbo, 67 years old, TV actor, Hercules himself, and from Andromeda, which I love. They do the reference the whole time that he's Hercules the whole time, all the way to Andromeda. I mean, he's lived forever, which I can believe. It's Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
How about one of the most loathed TikTok stars on the internet? That vegan teacher, 61.
How about this? Ben Platt, 32. He's the one that played. He plays in Dear Evan Hansen. He plays Evan Hansen. He's also from Book of Mormon. He also did. Says here he's in the Netflix series The Politician. Huh.
What about Stephanie? What about Stephanie McMahon?
Oh, wow! It was her birthday. Happy birthday, Stephanie McMahon.
It's her birthday today.
Yeah, well, technically, her last name
around the 24th
is
now.
Whatever Triple H's last name is.
Levesque.
Stephanie Levesque.
Yeah.
Because his name's Paul Levesque.
Yeah. Unless they did the whole hyphen thing where she has both last names for legal reasons and money wise.
Or if she didn't take his last name. That's also a thing you can do.
What's funny is when they did the whole marriage thing through the drive-through, that was an actual marriage thing through a drive-through. They didn't know that. Even though they were talking and seeing each other, they didn't actually know that until that point. And they're like, oh, we actually just married each other.
How about Kristen Johnson? She died June 4, 2010. She died. She was the heiress of the Johnson and Johnson fortune, and she died of an overdose.
Irony.
Kate Fleetwood. She's 52 years old. She's a stage actress, and she also played Mary Catermole in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, as well as Officer Unamo in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Let's see. Let's do a couple more.
Happy birthday to Jackie Sandler. She played Martha in Hotel Transylvania, Masseuse, so That's My Boy, and also was in Grown Ups 1 and 2.
How did I miss this? It was right there. Okay. Any more before we end this for the birthdays?
I can't think of anybody.
Well, on that note, for everybody, for your birthdays and to you, happy birthday to all those people, and to the ones that have already passed. If you can hear us in the spirit world, happy birthday.
I don't know if you got this one. Phil Hartman.
No, we missed that one.
He is a TV actor. He also has roles. He's the one that played Pee Wee Herman. Died in May 28th, 1998, at the age of 49. He also had roles in The Simpsons as well.
Nice. With a twist. All right, so happy birthday to all those guys, girls and squirrels. And I think it's on for some like Warhammer lore.
Greetings, fellow citizens of the Imperium. By the grace of the God Emperor and with the permission of the Holy Inquisition, I have been given permission to give you this much needed lore. Today we are going to talk about the 15th Primarch, also known as the only major Psyker in the entire group, Magnus the Red. He is both literally red and figuratively red. Magnus the Red, like all the Primarchs, when he was strong, fast, and all that, he also got scattered across the universe. He ended up on a planet called Prospero, where he not only learned under one of his greatest friends, Armin, and succeeded in learning and teaching new techniques. He succeeded by unifying all the cults on Prospero under one flag that is his own. He basically, with his pure gifts and his insight and his intellect. One of the things that Magnus wants above all else is knowledge. He drools over finding old lore and old text about, especially when it comes to sorcery and magic. Unfortunately, for him, he delves too deep, greedily and too deep, and ends up getting sanctioned by the Emperor. When he eventually meets the Emperor is impressed at what he created on Prospero and his insight into the in Materium, which the Prosperites call the Great Ocean. He eventually would get introduced to his legion, which, unlike all the other legions, only had 1,000 warriors left. because of the rapid mutation and unwanted and rapid mutations that happens to them, called the flesh carrier. This causes the marine in question to spontaneously erupt into rapid mutations and agonizing, and the only thing to cure it is a swift bullet to the brain. Well, Magnus could not accept that, so he made a deal with a warp entity to protect his sons. By sacrificing one of his eyes, by making a deal and sacrificing one of his eyes, he managed to save his legion from the rapid mutations. Unfortunately for him, he made a deal in his arrogance, thinking that he could understand the ways of the
war
better than the God Emperor himself. He would eventually get sanctioned at a thing called the Council of Nicaea. For years after the Thousand Sun Magnus he used sorcery and pursued knowledge. This made a lot of people very nervous. Two in particular come to mind: Montarion of the Death Guard and Leman Russ of the Space Wolves. This would cultivate in a thing called the Council of Nicaea, where the Emperor will force the banishment of all psychic gifted space marines from ever using their gifts ever again. No legion can no psychics can use their powers. And this to stop them. And literally within a couple of days, Magnus says, "Nope, I'm going to do that. I'm going to screw all that." He eventually gets a prophet. He actually gets a foretelling of what Horus is about to do. With what Horus was planning. So he was going to go warn the Emperor. Do you think he used ships? Do you think he used the astropaths or any other means of communication to get to him? No. He used his human sacrifice to send his consciousness across the galaxy, breaking through a very secret project that he had no idea that was going on, which was the Webway Project, which was the human version of the Webway Project, breaking the defenses of it with the help of Tzeentch, breaking through the defenses and causing the war in the Webway, which we will talk about in another section. Because of this, he was sanctioned by the Imperium. Leman Russ, as well as a quarry of Sisters of Silence and Custodes, were sent to Prospero to sack it. But Horus interfering changed the orders to Leman Russ. Instead of sanctioning and taking Magnus into custody and back to the to face sanctions by the Emperor, he told them to completely annihilate the planet, which he did. He killed every man, woman, and child he found on Prospero, burning it and leveling it to the ground. Magnus, pulling an Achilles, staying up in his tower, watching his planet burn, the city he built from nothing, burn and be destroyed, and his sons feeling his sons dying. He felt that this was his penance, while being taunted by Tzeentch demons and across the room. He eventually would join the battle, but only at the end when it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Him and Russ go toe to toe. Russ gets the upper hand and literally does a bane and cracks and breaks Magnus's back on his knee. After that, his soul was shattered, set across the immaterium.
And so was his shitter.
Yeah. He eventually would get reformed by his sons, and eventually would have to go all the way back to Terra to get the last piece of his soul. his nobility. He would then meet Vulcan and the Emperor and have a conversation. They were going to offer him redemption and forgiveness, but at the cost of his entire legion. He would have to sacrifice all of his sons in order for him to get redeemed in the eyes of the Emperor. But because of that, because of his son, his loyalty of his sons, the love his sons had for him, he rejected this and attacked. Vulcan getting the upper hand, nearly killing Magnus for the second time. This is when he ascends to become a demon Primarch. Now, this time, he actually goes into the webway with Vulcan, fighting him. This is where Vulcan's power of being a perpetual comes into play. Magnus zaps him with energy, disintegrates him, destroys him left, right, and center. He just comes back and continues to fight. And eventually, he wears Magnus down until he can no longer fight and banishes him back to the warp. Now in modern lore, he sacks the Fenrir system, getting revenge for the sacking of Prospero.
The burning of Prospero.
And he also fights Gilliman on the moon and gets banished and gets his butt kicked by him too. You guys got any questions?
So did his 1,000-man legion still like?
You should mention the. Sorry.
Go ahead. No,
go ahead.
I was going to say you should definitely mention the Rubicon.
Oh, right, the crossing of the Rubicon.
Yes.
No,
because that is very.
That's not until I talk about the Primaris.
That leads to something else.
No. I'm not talking about the Primaris. I'm talking about the creation of the Rubicae. The basically the reduction of many of the of the Thousand Sons to dust.
Oh, I was going to talk about that when I talked about the Thousand Sons. But I bet you I'm going to talk about the legions themselves. This is just Magnus himself. Because Magnus actually did not do the Rubicon. Now it's Armin.
No, I was not Magnus, but yeah.
Magnus actually was furious that Armin did that. But you're right. He didn't know about it. He did have it in his book called the Book of Magnus, who he gave to Armin, and Armin used that spell to turn the entirety of the Thousand Sons into dust to stop them from the rapid mutation. But I think they got the worst end of that deal. I think.
Well, yeah, because I think ultimately what happened was after Magnus made the deal with Tzeentch for the power to breach the Webway project. I think that it was after that the mutations started up again.
No, that's actually happened afterwards. It was after the fall of Prospero. The Tzeentch actually came to him and tried to make a deal with him. Magnus at first rejected him, and that's when the rapid mutations came back.
Okay.
At least that's what the Arbin King says. That's one of the videos I watched. Any more questions?
That's it for now. Let's game on.
Actually, next is the safety tips and scam protection.
Then.
Don't put forks in sockets. Don't run with fireworks. Don't run away with a sharp knife point up. What else is there? Put your broom away when you're not using it, so you don't trip over it.
Don't leave food out. Also, if you're dealing and working with raw meats such as chicken, anything like that, wash your hands after. Do not rub your eyes. Do not put anything in your mouth during the process. Wash your hands properly and cleanly. you don't want to get salmonella. It's not a fun thing for a lot of people.
And you just don't want to look like a minion.
Yeah, I've had it several times. Sadly, I have a little sister that didn't know how to cook properly when she was younger by checking the temperature, and she undercooked the chicken. Just because I like my beef bloody doesn't mean I want my chicken bloody. But
if the chicken's still squawking, it's too fresh.
yeah, it was teenagers, young, still learning. But even when I got older, there's still people that would undercook. I had many people I knew, hung out with, or dated, or anywhere. If I ever ate at a restaurant, the first thing I do is cut it in the middle and check. And the second I see like pink or red in any way, I'm like, this is undercooked. I'm not getting sick. I'm not good with that. No. I usually choose beefs or meats instead when I go to restaurants instead of chickens because I'm less likely to get it. So not fun to have because it comes out of both ends. You don't want that. For other safety tips besides that, when it comes to watching what you eat, watch what you drink as well, depending on what, for different chemical imbalances that can mess you up. Alcohols as well. You take in certain amounts if you need to or you want to, but at the same time, know your boundaries, know your rules. Don't want to be Ralphing everywhere. Hey, Ralph, bah. Nonetheless.
And if you take any kind of prescription medication, be aware of how it interacts with alcohol.
That is very, very good tip right there out of safety. Do not be mixing alcohol with drugs of any sorts, over the counter or by your homie dealer. Nonetheless, don't mix those. I sadly knew a girl that was a good friend for a while that bad things happened. She took a bunch of pills and drank a bunch of alcohol and barely survived. And for the rest of her life, she has brain damage and she doesn't function like she used to. And hard to raise kids when you can't think straight. Tried to help out best I could, but you can only go so far. Those kind of that does happen in certain situations. You have to be very mindful of those. Other situations and scenarios I would suggest is don't be trying to like take certain medications without knowing or checking the information or side effects or anything. Not just your doctor telling you, but you yourself should always still do some sort of research and double check. Some of those labels could be saying something that might be incorrect, or you may not know what that weird chemical you cannot pronounce is.
Not to mention the fact that, remember, people, doctors are humans too. They are flawed. They have a lot of knowledge and they can do research. But just because they are smart, just because they have degrees, just because they have all this knowledge and at their fingertips does not mean that they do not make mistakes. Doctors make mistakes like any other human being on this planet. And what the problem is their mistakes, when they make mistakes, people die. It's unfortunate, but it's a true fact. That's why train through the wazoo. That's why good doctors train through the wazoo to become the best that they can be, and why they have. And a lot of doctors have a lot of hospitals have very high standards for their doctors.
Yep. So you're supposed to make sure that you dot your I's, cross your T's. Also, when you have physicians, sadly, we've been finding out that recently, the past several years or more, there's been a lot of people that have been doing false documentation and saying they're doctors when they weren't doctors, coming from other countries, and somehow they would allow them in. It's very scary recently. I don't want some dude working on me that says he knows how to work on my appendix and he's pulling out my something else.
Or doctors using their medical knowledge for false information and causing an entire generation to think that vaccines are bad.
Well, there's pros and cons to both of them. There are some that are, there are some that aren't. There's been trials and tests. That's all a different note from when we get to the political, but at the same time, yeah, it's some vaccines, yes, some vaccines, no. The old ones, I agree with. There was barely any issues, problems, or anything else. The newer ones still need to see more studies. You got to have test subjects and studies that want to work or pay for it. I knew friends that used to do I'll be a test rabbit or a test bunny. Trust me, it doesn't end well. Both those guys sadly lost their lives over several years plus of being test subjects, but they helped out with research and knowledge. They were rich for a while. They blew it all having fun. But every time they came back from the test subject areas, they had to have weeks of recovery and recuperation before they could even actually get out in public.
Here's speaking of mistakes that can get people killed, let's talk about the 4 basic rules of firearm safety.
Go for it.
Rule number 1, treat every firearm as if it is loaded. Rule number 2, never point a firearm at anything you are not willing to destroy. Rule number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on target and you have made the decision to shoot. And number 4, be sure of your target and what is behind it.
Oh yeah, those are very big rules. Been taught since I was a child and such. You should always know what gun law rules are. It's common sense. The sad thing is that a lot of schools used to teach this stuff. It used to be a thing. And you notice if you looked at history and statistics, there was a lot less gun violence in every way. The gun violence has increased because of restrictions and laws and signs that say no gun-free zone, meaning no one has a weapon here to defend themselves. That's a big safety danger zone. No, you should always have somebody that's sitting there as a guard and having a sign that says, if you do something stupid, you'll learn a lesson. Don't try to harm children or you're some kind of predator. You can be predatorial in any kind of way, and for some people, it's horrible, bad things of safety. Also, kids accidentally oopsing and shooting themselves. That is a safety concern for a lot of people. You teach your kids this early on as a natural thing. I do that with my kids, is that see them, I have a toy gun or anything, and they're playing with it, and they try to point at us. We're like, no, you do not do that. You don't point it at somebody, not unless it's like we're playing laser tag or something, which the kid's not ready for. I'm not doing that yet. But
or it's a dart gun or something.
Yeah, you teach them properly.
Something that is non-lethal.
You
should still use it, treat it like it's a normal firearm. With my nephew, my niece and nephew, I got my nephew into Nerf guns when he was younger. He still loves them, and he still has them. One of the things that we make sure that we emphasize is that we don't play with them unless they all have eye protection, because those things will take an eye out.
You shoot your eye out, kid. That's when it comes down to for safety stuff like that. You should be teaching kids and people this stuff naturally as a safety concern when they're at a young age, and install it into their brain young to know not to do certain things. As a parent is the main teacher, not the teacher from a school. The parent needs to focus on the child, and that's why homeschooling is better in a lot of ways. And you should put them in some kind of schools, of private schools. Public only goes to a certain extent. I went to public schools. I fought every day, fist fights, being stabbed, beating people in the head with books, or being beaten in the head with books, or being drama, and it makes you mental sometimes. You don't need that kind of stuff, or drama, or issues, or such. For your safety tips and concerns of these things, be mindful. You always teach your whoever, or same thing when it comes to work. If you're teaching somebody, be very thorough. Explain to them, monkey see, monkey do first. You show them, get them to walk through the steps too, and then you let them do it and let them walk through the steps. And hey, look, they're learning. It goes for everybody. I have to go through something several times sometimes to get it right. But when I do, I got it. And it's secondhand nature after a few times of learning. Mimicking and copying and learning it was a fun thing for when I did martial arts. And some people hated me because I had a natural skill at it. Other people don't have that. But on safety tips and concerns, is there anything else that you guys want to bring up or utilize in some kind of understanding of a conversation before we shift off the next thing?
I can't think of anything.
All right. Game on.
find it.
Games, new games, any kind of game you want to play.
Well, apparently Xbox is releasing Ninja Gaiden 4 exclusive controllers that I think they look pretty fucking ugly, in my opinion.
The
But
best controller I've ever had is still the GameCube controller. The Nintendo GameCube controller is the best. It's my most favorite. I can hit the buttons perfectly, the joystick, the D-pad, everything, all within just a flick of a finger moving slightly. Just do. And each button is shaped different. Because each button is shaped different, my muscle memory and knowing a feel instantly will make me react faster. Unlike some controllers where it's all the same, just now a little symbol. Sometimes you rub those things raw when you move your fingers so fast or so hard, depending on if they're engraved or not. Some are engraved, some have the whatever it is on there, the detail or paint. Some people are cheap.
that's.
But
So I can
for
find some.
controllers, I've always liked that one.
Oh,
I grew up with the Atari back in the day first, so I remember the joystick, and then going to the brick Nintendo, to Super Nintendo's curvy, to the Sega, and up. I went through the whole generations and PC.
I thought this was funny. Apparently, they are providing a GTA college history class using GTA. And apparently they also did it with Red Dead Redemption as well.
I can see that with Red, but with GTA, is it really accurate on history?
Grand Theft America, U.S. history since 1980s through the GTA video games. That's the name of the course.
The video game itself became a freaking history class.
I just thought it was funny as hell. This was an article from...
The teacher literally just...
It was posted September 19, 2025.
Guy loved playing GTA, I bet, and he was probably going through some stuff and was like, I can make a class about anything. Yeah, what about history? Yeah, history what? History of a video game. What kind of video game? GTA? It's been going for what? How long? How long has GTA been going? 30 years or something, or close to it?
I think the first PlayStation 1. No, PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2? Okay, so at least 20 years? When did the first GTA come out? Let me look.
I don't know if there's video games, but
I want to say the first one wasn't. It wasn't PS1. It was PS2.
1997. Yeah,
Maybe
so
it was first PlayStation. Then.
almost 30 years. Give it in 2 years, it'll be 30 years.
Almost as long as I've been alive.
Damn, you guys are young. I keep forgetting this.
I was
20.
3 when it came out.
I was 9 or 10.
no, that's not the first one. That's good.
All my friends had it. I didn't. I had Nintendo and Sega and stuff, and Sega should have took the deal with PlayStation. For the longest time when I first saw PlayStation, I thought it was Sega, but no, they failed with their Dreamcast, which Dreamcast is awesome. It just had the worst fucking timing ever.
I still have an original working Dreamcast.
Dude, it's so. Do you have the little memory thing where you plug it in and you have a little extra game on
That's
top?
the only thing I don't have, but I have 4 controllers and a mint condition unit.
Next time you come out, cuz I'll take you to the store where my wife gets her retro games from for her PlayStation 2.
Here's a fun one.
I need another.
Deus Ex is getting remastered. The first one.
I love that one. That was the good one. I have it. I have the original, not the.
And this is as fresh on Game Rant itself. It's 4 hours old. That's pretty fresh.
There you go. What is your guys' favorite old game, and what is your favorite newest game?
Well, I'm currently playing new Fallout New Vegas, and that's actually I like the Fallout series. I can't. It's kind of difficult to say a favorite game because I like so many. And then old games. Let's see, KOTOR is probably one of my favorites.
Hey, Knights of the Republic. Yeah, that's a good one. For me, it's yeah, it's a good one. But Dawn
The
of
thing
War.
about Star Wars games is that until the episode 1 came out, they were actually running out of ideas to make video games. That's how desperate they were about. LucasArts was actually running out of ideas for video
So
games.
many ideas. If me and Thunderbase here put our ideas together, instant.
Well, this was like like a couple of decades ago. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay, how about? Well, here's one for old games. How about Command and Conquer?
Oh yeah. I love that
yeah,
one.
I remember that.
I have many of
I
those.
never played it fully, but I know of it. I was more of a StarCraft guy.
It's the same strategy. Same thing with like Dawn of War, where you see the one where you control all the armies at once. Stuff. It's like that.
Yeah, I know what they are, but I the only that kind of strategy game I've only played with StarCraft. I never played Dawn of War or Command and Conquer.
I'd say my old game is Dungeon Lords. So me and Thunderbase here were just talking about that earlier. Dungeon Lords, one of the first MMORPG games. I have the Platinum Edition, and I still try to install them into my computer when I can and play those. I will get lost in that game. I don't care what game. I don't care about the graphics, how bad they are. It's a fun game, fun story, and it's old. I love it. I played it since I was a teenager.
The old games for me, old game would probably have to be the House of the Dead, the first one and the second one.
There's a Resident Evil one now too.
A
couple of them. There's a Resident Evil version of those now.
Yeah, I'm talking the original Sega House of the Dead.
Oh yeah, those were fun and difficult. The one I had was from the Sega Saturn, Virtual Cop 2. I love that one.
I remember playing in the Disney World in the Realm of Tomorrow, I think it's called. They actually have an entire arcade of Disney games on Sega that you can play for free.
I have so many like Sega things. I even got a Sega handheld.
My parents literally had to drag me away from that. That's how much fun I was.
If you're talking about that big fucking collection of different arcade games, I think I know what you're talking about because I used to have that when I was a kid, and I had that. This was on my first computer. For context, was a Compaq.
No, I'm talking about an actual physical location where they have all the original consoles, like all the Sega consoles, and they have all the Disney games where you can go there. They have the controllers there, and you can just sit there and just play it.
Oh, you're talking about in the stores where they had the circular ones where you just walk around?
This is Disney World. This is in Disney World.
Oh, I've never been to Disney World.
Disney World.
Never. I'd have to ask my wife. She would know. I've never been. I never really had anything nice. I've only had 2 vacations. The only nice thing I've had is my wife, my kids, and my crew. And how nice I paint things. Because they're nice. But
to continue on with your question, I also still have a new game that the Path of Exile.
Oh yes,
I was playing that recently too. Azenta, he plays that, man. We can all play that together. That's a fun game.
Playing it on my PS4.
Yeah, it's pretty much Diablo, but better.
Mm-hmm.
Like Diablo's beginner mode. Like here's your training wheels, and then you get the Path of Exile. Like get those off. Get on the motorcycle now.
It's literally it's like Dark Souls and Diablo style.
Yeah, you can. It's like a mix in some way, depending on your character. if you're playing a magic user or a distance user, it's more like Diablo in a way. And if you're playing a close range character, it gets a little mix of Elder Scrolls, but more Diablo style. And the skill tree.
Oh no, not Elder Scrolls. Dark Souls.
Yeah, Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, and
I
with
misspoke.
the Diablo layout is what I was saying.
It also has the skill trees are ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's like
the build crafting
on
is pretty
skill
insane.
tree on skill tree. There's hidden skill trees that you can find. You want to boost your character some unique shit. You just start exploring your fucking skill tree for a couple hours. But was that it for everybody for their new and their old for this segment?
Mm-hmm.
I got one more. Also a strategy game and made by the same people who made Command & Conquer is Dune 2000.
Sounds really familiar.
And
Dune or Dune?
Dune.
Okay.
As in Arrakis.
I found XCOM was actually a pretty fun strategy game.
But now it is time for our final segment of the evening. It's time for our political chat.
So on first note, what left and right, red and blue, what does that always sound like?
Tiresome.
It sounds like a team thing, which is an issue. We got to realize there's people they're stuck in the middle between them, going, guys, we need to stop. We need to there's a right.
We need adults. That's what they need. They need somebody that's going to be like.
There's a lot of adults.
No, I'm saying it's like they the way they act in both the Senate and the Congress, they act like 3-year-olds that are like bad, misbehaved toddlers who are not getting what they want. How much they argue, how much they actually break out in fist fights in sometimes.
I actually applaud those. Maybe a little bit of fisticuffs will help out, which they should actually just have that be like you just see boxing gloves in the middle of the fucking thing, and the camera always just sitting there live, and then you see like 3
guys going, and in this corner you have John McCain. Oh wait, he's dead.
Damn, he still voted. I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
We'll go with this one. Homeboy over here, Steven Crowder. Shout out to you guys.
Oh, wow, I haven't seen this because we were like funding mass illegal migration. He stood before them and basically told them it's your fault. I love it.
Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate.
How he talks,
Those debit cards don't have that much. They have probably like a couple $100.
Millions and
it's it's a lot more. It's just what he's explaining though is like you let in these guys we gave you money for to help, and then you send them to us, and we had to spend money to send them back. It's like, the hell's wrong with you guys for this? And then also how their countries are falling apart right now because of all the violence and everything of letting in certain things and certain people of certain issues, which is now being disproven for everything for certain said people that said they're religious. It's not a religion. That's why we have the Purple People Party and stuff.
My understanding is that it's really bad in certain parts of the UK.
Yeah, it's now a gang territory.
And now we have it stopped, totally stopped.
So yeah, but Crowder always finding all the information usually before most, or digging and working real hard with his group and his comedian dude. Great, love it. They don't care if they'll just tell the truth and be dicks.
From what I heard, that speech did not go over well.
No, because I respected it though, because I listened to all of it clearly and going like he was doing jabs purposely. They got pissy because of the jabs. The reason they got pissy though is because he was saying the truth. You guys let this happen. You're the leaders of these countries. Why aren't you putting your foot down? Literally, why aren't they? Why are they bending the knees and letting people walk all over their citizens and not protecting their citizens? Your citizens come first. Period. Your citizens come first. If you are a leader, you have to understand this duty.
I'm gonna break the brevity just a little bit to crack a joke here. It's wild that they got mad about the jabs. You'd have thought that side of the country was all about the jab.
It's actually pretty funny. A lot of people lost their job because of that stupid shit, and a lot of people lost their lives now because they took a jab.
Yeah, but no, that part's no laughing matter, though.
Yeah, I lost a few cousins. They're trying to wipe out certain people with certain genes. Not cool.
Even I think at the very least they were tampering with RNA. And
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's
You
just
shouldn't
no
be fucking
bueno.
with that. Don't fuck with that. And not including there was no test subject. We were the guinea pigs. My wife and me got letters in the mail that asked us to be guinea pigs for the test subject studies. I was like, nope. Yeah, we died. They would have injected us several different times, several different things. Call us in 2 weeks, and they would have found our dead bodies or some shit because they would have injected us a bunch of things that would have reacted a certain way, and we wouldn't have known what to do. But go on.
Before I let you go, but we're out of time, but your colleague Lindsey Graham was on Fox last night and once again suggested that there should be a third Trump term. I know that he has a sense of humor. Maybe he was joking, but he's not alone in saying this. Can you say definitively, as the Senate Majority Leader, you do not believe constitutionally that President Trump or any president could have a third term?
Well, I think the Constitution speaks to that issue, and I think it's pretty plain down.
Okay, so no Trump 2028.
Well, I didn't see. I know Lindsay said that before, and I think he generally expects a pretty lighthearted response when he says it.
Okay, all right. Before I let you go,
That was a little confusing.
Well, I figured
Yeah,
that.
What I could get off of it, it was mainly just people are wondering if it's even going to be possible for Trump to even run for a third term. And they're just asking a senator, and he wouldn't give a straight answer.
Well, that's because there are certain
The
laws
answer is
that
already
come.
It's as clear as crystal in the Constitution. No president can go past 2 terms, which is 4 years apiece.
And it was only written in around the, what was that, the 50s, 60s? It was after.
I think it was after FDR.
It was after Teddy.
No,
after-
right, Teddy.
It was because of Teddy. Because
Yeah,
Teddy, it was like 5
Teddy
terms.
4 times.
It was 4. Yeah, it was. He died during his 4th term.
hmm
Like that's
was
why
never
they're very sure how he. But he ran things good. Teddy Roosevelt was the the shiznig. The
He
top
didn't get
dude.
put on that mountain for no reason.
I always loved that dude. And why do you think it's called a teddy bear? It was named after him because the government tried to do a thing where they set up a bear for him to shoot and say he hunted a bear, and he was like, "No, if I'm not going to hunt the thing, I'm not going to shoot the thing like this. This isn't honor.
Mm-mm.
I'm not about that." And then when they put that in the news clips and stuff, everybody started calling him the teddy bear, and they started selling teddy bears. And I have a classic teddy bear.
You mean that creepy ones? Yeah.
I love it. I grew up with it since I was a baby. My first teddy bear.
It's still creepy though.
Still brown with black eyes, and I cuddle it.
You mean
I
the
can't-
one that caused a lot of
Is
babies?
that one of the gray ones?
Yeah. So let's go with this next one where there we go. Liberal hive mind. this guy gets some good information. He's kind of addicted. Just skip the first minute usually because it's just his introduction.
You can also focus on exposing the memorial on the
He'll
They're wanted.
there we go.
You're
key point being the Charlie
Sorry,
Kirk
usually it's
Memorial
first,
was a
usually
white
it's a minute.
nationalist rally.
What you're seeing here is a movement called Christian nationalism that merges Christianity as it's been practiced in America for, centuries with a very specific interpretation of what the founding fathers wanted, what Aristotle wanted, going all the way back to the ancients, and a proponent of this strain of interpretation of the Bible merged Christianity
Aristotle?
and the Western civilization values.
It's showing
into
they're
one
praising that
Did you
them
say
pushing
Aristotle?
Europe.
convoluted
Yes.
arguments, but if you distill it into the right talking points, it really
What I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, Chris. It's the stuff that you don't see
Classic fear
sometimes.
mongering, and of course they're trying to.
Like, it's not, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, this is what I'm pointing at. Like, going like, they're pushing some shit that doesn't make sense. And
Yeah,
then they're like,
I should mention that when they refer to Christian nationalism, I think that they're largely referring to groups like the Heritage Foundation, which isn't just Christian nationalism. It's evangelical Christians.
yeah, there's
And
different types
those
and there's
motherfuckers
different
are scary.
categories.
Those
There's more
those people are
Christians and
scary.
I like
Catholics.
Mormons. Mormons are scary too.
Yeah, there's different ones of that. Like, that's why I follow Jewish to Wiccan, pagan, and then I studied all the rest. I know of Christian and Catholic. I still believe in certain ways, but I don't believe in the way they do.
Yeah.
I believe in the old school ways of just believing, not
Yeah.
worship.
To
There's
the best, I know for a fact that that Heritage Foundation was the one who were the authors of Project 2025, which is its own side of crazy. You should definitely look into that.
Yeah, it's the point of they're pushing propaganda and they're trying to push misinformation deliberately, and someone's paying them. Who the hell's paying these people to say this? Or they just literally just ranting insanely and making shit up, putting trigger words of, hey, this is a bad thing. Oh, this is a bad thing too because this. And in all reality, that's not true. And then, like, the stuff they're trying to say about Charlie was a lie, let alone all the rest of the stuff trying to push where it's people trying to push for a Christian thing. No, what it didn't bring people to faith. Faith doesn't matter what your religion is. It's more about the faith of believing.
Something that I think you should that should also be concerning. Something about. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's just the point. I'm just explaining that I've seen Heaven, Hell, and Rebel. I know the difference. You die, and by how you act does make things happen. It's not just a DMT release in your head.
Yeah.
You feel it in your soul.
Something else I think is concerning about the Heritage Foundation is, to the best of my knowledge at least, that this is the case, that they are more or less running the show with PBS now. I grew up watching PBS. I learned a lot through PBS, and anything that that has an impact on impressionable young minds is a cause for concern. Like,
I've checked on them. I've grew up with a lot of it too, but I grew up with everything. I grew up learning many things, and a lot of it contradicted each other. I had to learn and understand the contradictions, and then determine myself what's right or wrong. And that's what you're supposed to do as an adult. That's the whole point of the yin and yang. Thus, as you see in that corner over there, our symbol for our political party, the Purple People Party, for the people, by the people, of the people. You mix red and blue, you get purple. There's more people in the middle than you think.
Exactly. And being a staunch constitutionalist, I do hope that that there is a transition to a new president and not a situation that is created where, martial law is declared or anything like that.
Like, with his age, it probably wouldn't be smart to go for a third term out of danger.
Even if he could.
The whole thing is, I think what he's doing is he's rearing up for his son to run. Just cracking it as him at first, just to piss people off. And if he,
I hope not. These sons are morons.
I don't know fully. I have to check in more. I know everybody does something stupid.
He tried his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now.
Okay, that was just a jab. That was
Well, it's just the point is that Jimmy Kimmel got canceled because he said I think he said what he said about Charlie Kirk was in bad taste. Yes, I think
it
he was
wasn't
too
bad
soon to
taste.
say that
It
kind of
was
stuff.
slander and
And it was
defamation and lies.
and it was just in bad taste, and it was bad. He did not need to deserve to lose his job because of it.
Well, the thing is, actually, they were
whole
one.
job is to tell bad jokes. His whole job is to tell bad jokes. He didn't deserve to lose his job because he
ran the man
did exactly what he's being paid to do.
What he does now, and he I've seen his stuff, and it's not good. He's not that good of a comedian. He's kind of a dick, and he's not a dick in the good way either. And then he tries to just act like he's superior when he's not.
Well, the point is actually the left, some that Brian Taylor Cohen was actually telling about this is that one of the first things that dictators do when they take over is they take over the media, and they take over and they stop comedians from telling jokes. They did. Vladimir Putin did this specifically in his own country. There was
where you're coming from, but it's not that. It wasn't Trump doing it. Trump didn't say get him fired. It wasn't Trump.
No, it was his FCC.
It was the actual companies themselves that were actually explaining they've been wanting to get rid of him for a while. There's articles on it.
Then why would they bring him back?
Because of pressure of people shooting up their buildings recently that were from the far left, that they got pulled over, got caught and everything, finding out that they were trying to, if you don't bring Jimmy back, we're going to shoot you and kill you, or this, and this. And if you put in the Charlie Kirk memorial thing, we're going to shoot up your building, which they freaked out. That's what happened. They got scared because they know which side's the violent side. And it's a proven fact by statistics and everything. When you look up, who are they more scared of? The people that when the guy got killed, instead of them rioting and killing everybody with guns, they all went to church and they all prayed and got quiet and got smart and go, we're just going to prove we're not the monsters right now. And then the people that are on the left that understand, they stepped back and went, whoa, this is messed up, and got quiet. But then we've seen who the real monsters are. Like I said, there's wolf in sheep's clothing on the left, and they're revealing their faces now. They're pulling their hoods back and showing their fangs instead of being what they were. And
there are wolves, yeah, and there are wolves in sheep's clothing on the right side too.
There always going to be. There's bad on both sides.
Both.
For the right, it's a government guy. For the left, it's actual people that are all psychotic working together to dismantle and destroy things, which they've proven to be, which is wrong. The same thing goes for like how they're threatening people's lives and harming people. I know. My friends are on the right that I joke, buddy with, I brawl with, hand-to-hand combat, everything, weapons, perfectly fine, cool, never have a problem. The ones that were on the left anyway threatened my life, and recently, literally, I'm going to say this now even on the internet, we know I've had my life, and DJ Thunderbase himself has his life threatened, if not been trying to be taken more than once already. And it's happened for a couple of years now. And it's from certain people that are all politically and mentally ill on the left. It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. These are the ones. Or I like to say instead, the hyenas in sheep's clothing. Or donkey skin. There you go. The hyenas in donkey skin. Because they're the donkeys. Where the other ones are the elephants. So you have the corrupt donkeys and you have the forgetful elephant. We're sick of that. Why don't we have a brave, free bird like America's represents anyways? The bald eagle is way better, way stronger, more vigilant, can hunt from the land, sky, and the sea. How many animals can go for all three? It's just a point. And with that, it's you see by statistics and danger too. People getting threatened, people being attacked. I've been attacked. I've had people threaten me. I've had more drama from people that were on it. And it's not even just pushing, being rude of, hey, you're on the left. No, there are people on your side that are not your people. And I get your political views. I understand some of your views on stuff, and I help you out with what I see. This is my view, your view. And we come to an understanding. But those guys won't come to an understanding. They will get aggressive and they'll assault or attack you. I have been assaulted. I have been attacked. And you got to watch out for the sheeple. You don't want those kind of people. It's dangerous. They're like skinwalkers, waiting for the right time. How about no? After 3 feet, I have a weapon. I never trust anything. But let's go on to this one.
It's time to bring back exorcisms. The reality is they've never gone anywhere. Did you know that the Catholic Church still performs exorcisms? Now, I've personally seen things that make me believe genuinely there are people who are possessed. I am not a Christian, but I do believe in God. I do believe that there is evil. And the response I got from many people is, Tim, you're almost there. Maybe. I want to play just a quick few minutes from Ascension Presents, featuring Dave Van Vickle. And he makes some interesting statements about exorcisms and why they're performed. I recommend you guys subscribe to Ascension Presents to learn more about this. But I do want to show some of his video just for the context and for him to convey that understanding. And then I'm going to show you some news articles.
Tell people that I assist priests with their ministry of exorcism. The first question that comes out of their mouth is, are exorcisms real? Do they actually happen? I've witnessed many throughout my life, but it's also something that's really misunderstood. Hi, I'm Dave Van Vickle, and this is Ascension Presents. Decades ago, when I was a young man, I came into contact and became friends with 2 priests who were Roman Catholic exorcists. And for many years, I've had the chance to assist priests all over the country with this ministry. So are exorcisms real? Yes, they are real. Are they like the movies? Not at all. Not very often at all. In the movies, you often see this depiction of a battle between a priest and a demon, and you're wondering who's going to win. Is it the priest or the demon? Is it the priest or the demon? But we as Catholics know that the victory was guaranteed. It was won on the cross and given to the church. And through the church, like, those graces of victory are dispensed. And you can see it in a very physical way through the ministry of exorcism. Why do they happen? Well, the truth is that when angels fell, right, part of their fallen nature is that they want to dominate everything. They want to dominate the world. They want to dominate history. They want to dominate geography, everything they can, including us. That's
nature.
Come after.
And then once they become hellish, they become demonic, and then it's the nature of still having that.
In rare cases, demons are able to interact with us in pretty substantial ways. And sometimes, in very rare cases, when a human cooperates with them, demons are actually allowed to take over a person. And we would call that possession. If we cooperate with that domination, they take more and more and more of our will. That's what you see in the movies, like in these movies about exorcism, is a case of possession, where they're doing all kinds of crazy things that you can't imagine a human doing. It does happen, okay? Things like this do happen. And this is a really sad thing.
It happens more times than not.
But in that case...
Yeah, it does. It happens a lot. I've witnessed it myself a few times. My little brother was, and it was terrifying.
A person in that way.
Been in a house that was haunted. A couple houses were haunted. One that wasn't even like normal haunting. I'll tell
I
you,
love haunted houses.
It was. I'll tell you a story. I lived in Wyandotte a long time ago, and it was an old house that was like about 100 years old or so, and it was old, like really fucking old. It had a giant, huge tree in the backyard, and it was very unique compared to the rest of the trees for some reason. And they said our house was built near or on a Indian burial ground, and then it was also where there were called the I can't remember exactly what kind of creatures they were called, but let's look that history part up again. There's some kind of a goblin kind of esque critters in some way, but they would appear around the house or in the house sometimes. For some reason, they couldn't make it to the bedrooms, but they could make it to the hallways. They can make it up the stairs and stuff like that. It was scary and creepy. For me, I got knocked down the stairs and went to go work out instead of go back up the stairs. And as I'm benching, I seen something as I looked over, and it was like a green face looking thing with big teeth kind of like a gremlin, but worse. And real.
Leshy.
Yeah, I never actually seen the movie yet, Gremlins. So when I first seen this thing, I'm like, and it had reddish hair and big eyes that looked like it was going to eat me. And I threw my weights at it. And then I moved, and I could hear skittering because I was the only one by myself, because they only appear usually when you're by yourself. And the thing is, I wasn't the only one that had a reaction. My brother has a story. My sister does. My dad does. My mom does. And numerous people or friends, if one of us had to go to the bathroom and go upstairs, whatever, and then left them downstairs, you'd hear them screaming minutes later, freaking out that there was something moving around. Something felt like it touched them.
Sounds like you got a leprechaun.
No, there were a bunch of them. There were these little, I don't know what they were. The concept of gremlins is pretty much probably the closest thing you can explain to what they look like and act like.
Which makes me think you had a leprechaun.
They were terrifying. I had and that was just one. There was another time when I moved into another house, I kept seeing something that would crawl on the ceiling over and over again in my mind. And then I explained it to my dad. My dad's like, we started talking about it, we heard creaking, and we looked up, and we saw something with it a moment, and then it was gone. We were freaking out. So we've had numerous things. I have an aunt and uncle that ran a paranormal investigation called BPI, Benson Paranormal Investigations. They hunted and went through with some ghosts. I went with them for one episode, and we never aired it because shit got weird. There's some scary things out there. Fought some stuff.
It's gotten to the point where every house I live in now is
everything.
I've got spirits that follow me.
Yeah, there's spirits everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
Every house I move into becomes a haunted house.
And the more
my neighbor was telling me one day, he's like, dude, ever since you moved in, there has been unexplainable creaking coming from your house, like someone's walking around even on times when you're not home. I had to explain to him, yeah, it's probably one of the spirits that follows me.
It probably scares the hell out of me.
Before. And ever since I moved in, people have actually been afraid to come up on. I still don't understand this one. People are afraid to come up onto the porch.
Yeah, there's an eerie sense. I've been to your house a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But I see that stuff too. After you die and come back, you sometimes gain something from it. You lose something, you gain something. You just got to know how to awaken it. It's weird. I see things, and I'm stronger than average.
Got one more video.
Yep.
What's your view in terms of what should happen nationwide when it comes to redistricting?
Well, first of all, in California, it's a big mistake.
Schwarzenegger. Yes.
To dismantle and to basically kind of get rid of the independent redistricting commission. Under the auspices of we got to have more power than the Republicans. And we got to fight Trump. Because, yes, they are fixing the elections in Texas. But that does not mean that California should fix the elections because of that. Two wrongs don't make a right.
You don't buy what Governor Newsom's saying?
Of course not. Look, I've sat there in Sacramento. I've listened to the politicians for 7 years. They are not interested in giving any power to the people. The only interest that they have is to take power away from the people and grab it themselves. So this gives them a great opportunity.
Right.
They say we have to fight Trump.
Said the quiet heart out loud that
principles. Imagine to fight for democracy,
for years.
to get rid of your democratic principles. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing against Newsom. We don't have a fight over this at all.
Yeah, because you guys met. What was that like when you
It was
guys
a
met
wonderful
together?
meeting. He told me what he felt. I told him, I said, I totally get it, because this is what you need to do to be the leader of the party. I totally get it, but I'm not a party person, I said. I'm a people's person. I always will fight for the power of the people.
Yeah, where he came from. That's where the original Nazis party was started before it went to Germany and took over Germany.
Austria, right? Austria, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Austrian.
Austrian.
Schwarzenegger is Austrian, and
Hence
was
the
a
reason he could never become a president.
Yep. Which it's funny though in the movie Demolition Man, they state somewhere in a law where someone's foreign that's been here that's done great and this and it's allowed to, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was the only person that everybody voted for. And if they did it that way, where Arnold became president, then it would have the Arnold Accords or whatever. Just that'd be funny, but I don't think it would actually happen. But that would mean we're leading into the Demolition Man thing, and I'm not going to be no weak little bitch boy in that world. No,
We both be dead anyway, so it doesn't make it to a
I'll eat that rat burger.
Retta! And it was just like,
Good rat burger.
I will say this: I would genuinely like to see a president who is centrist.
That's what we want, but usually they get killed or murdered. And that's what we want to do, though. Hopefully I don't get killed or murdered, but that's what the Purple People Party is, and I'm the first on the chopping block. So it's a scary thing. I love it. I hate it. We want to run it, though, as the Purple People Party, for the people, by the people, of the people. The thing is, you got to be brave. You got to know the consequences. You got to know that you can stand there proud and go, I'm here to protect people and put my views out here. If you like them or not, let me know. Let's figure this out. But it goes for all of us working together. Now, do I think that I could win in the next 4 years? No, it's probably going to take a little longer. We need time to build. But in that moment, we made our own LLC, is the Chaotic Era Odyssey, and we run that as a group together. And it's our overall umbrella for entertainment and protection purposes of understanding. Like, here to have a talk.
everything we do is under that umbrella.
Right here, one of them, Rolling to Die, which is every Friday night for an announcement, and then we'll let you know from there. But also, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also for our combat entertainment, we have the Gray Mercenary Knights, the GMK, where they do video stunt coordination, stunt fighting for videos as well, and movie people. And we train in sword styles and combat and knife fighting and self-defense for mostly video purposes for fun, if not for self-defense and protection, and just to know something. Learn discipline, honor, the honor of the sword in some kind of way, even if it is in a playful manner. Learn it, understand it. It builds up something. You need a foundation before you go any further, and sometimes you got to start at the bottom and work your way up. Just make sure you built that bottom part the strongest. And on that, we have DJ Thunderbass. All the sounds and videos and imagery you see is all done, created, and worked on by him himself, as he has how many hours, you say, of music?
Almost 2 days worth.
Yeah, almost 48 hours worth of music that you can just listen to straight, of all different types of genres and types. You guys can always check him out on all streaming and music platforms that he is on. He does his own live shows as well. He'll let you know when those come on. Just check him out on YouTube, DJ Thunderbass.
Spotify.
It's on TikTok. TikTok's where you'll find all my live streams. That's where I go live now.
All right. Always check out his TikTok, as well as mainly as I'm always on. I'm always on Spotify, always sharing stuff from Spotify. And then our show you see and hear tonight, as always, The Chaotic Minds. The original creation of Mayhem and DJ Thunderbass that Yang and Yang created into our other segment video, and our other brother here, Dark Trooper, being our mighty orc, holding the ground as we go up to the sky.
Mighty sleepy orc.
Oh, yes. And tips and donations are welcome, please, and thank you.
But not expected. They are appreciated, but they are not expected.
Yep. I don't expect anything except for having entertainment. It's enjoyable. And I hope the best for everybody. Remember, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday night, The Chaotic Minds. Anybody want to say anything before we end this?
Tune in on Friday for the Rolling to Die podcast. We have a very special announcement this Friday, so tune in to see what it is. Good night, all. Oh, and for the lure section, if you have something you want us to want to talk about, leave a comment in below, and we'll discuss it and pick a name.
Any other thing before we end?
Bye.
Bye.